So you are thinking about moving to the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex and you want to know exactly what it's like living in the DFW. Well, you're in the right place because in today's video, we're going to be letting you know everything there is to know as far as the pros and cons of living in the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. We're going to get to it right now.
Hey guys, this is Des.
And this is your boy, Dre the Realtor.
Welcome to our channel. As we said before, we're talking about the pros and cons of moving to Dallas Fort Worth.
And listen, if this is your first time watching our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex, make sure you hit that red subscribe button and the little bell thingy next to it to be the first to know when we upload a new video.
We get tons of calls from people wanting to move to the Dallas Fort Worth area. If you're that person, hit us up. Text, call, or email us, and we would love to be your resource with your move to DFW. Okay guys, so let's start with the pros. These are the great things we love about living in Dallas Fort Worth. So first up, there are no state taxes.
Facts.
So what that means is, you know, every year you file your taxes and you do your federal return and then you do your state return if you live in a state who has state taxes. Well, Texas is a state that does not. I actually lived in Louisiana before and we had state taxes. How about you, Dre?
I lived in Phoenix and yeah, it was like a unique thing where we could actually like choose like how much we wanted to give to the state. But that was like a really weird transition moving to Dallas. I'm filling out my W-9. That's what it's called, W-9, right?
Yeah, when you start a job.
Because we self-employed now. So when you do the W-9, in Texas, they actually don't have that option for you. So that was a big adjustment for me because kind of like flickered in me.
Really?
Yeah, I was
That's
like
weird.
I was like.
So what that means is you'll get to keep more of your coins.
Yes, but if you stick around to the end of the video, we're gonna let you know why this could be a bad thing for you.
All right, next up is going to be cost of living. So everyone knows that everyone is trying to make their way down to Texas. Especially from larger cities larger states like California and New York, all because the cost of living is so low compared to their state. So I have lots of clients who personally have moved here and they're like, this house we're looking at for like $700,000 would be an easy $2.5 million in California. And I'm like, what? Because I'm just so used to it now. Like, this is a $700,000 house. I definitely wouldn't expect for it to be that price.
Yeah, and so everything's pretty much cheap here. I remember when I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, I was paying like $3 a gallon for gas, and this was like pre-COVID. Now when I moved here, like during COVID, it was like $2 a gallon per gas, and now it's about $2.70 per gallon of gas. So it's definitely affordable to live here. The median price of a home in the DFW is about $320,000. And what else do we have to add about that?
So if you just Google, how much is a medium home in Dallas Fort Worth? I think you're gonna find some probably credible information that says you can find a home for $250. But let's be honest, those are probably not gonna be the homes that you want. So realistically, based on what's in the MLS, what's selling with our average price point buyers, the average home in DFW is going to realistically be about $320,000.
And you can't forget about those property taxes. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
All right, guys. So next up is so much to do. I think when I moved here from Louisiana, I was like, hey, I want to be in a place where I have lots of things to do, and I got just that with Dallas. It's literally something for everybody. If you want to go walk some trails, we have them in the different areas. We have them in Plano, we have them in Cedar Hill, we have them in Fort Worth.
Yeah, and here they have amusement parks right in the center of Arlington. So they have Six Flags over Texas, Hurricane Harbor. If you don't like to swim outside or go to an outdoor amusement or outdoor water park, then they got I forgot what it's called, but it's called Epic Waters. And they got Epic Waters in Grand Prairie, so it's a really nice indoor swimming park. If you like that westernized feel, we got the Fort Worth Stockyards. If you want to hang outside and watch some water, they got the Fort Worth Water Gardens. There's just a ton of stuff for you to do here. Like, I was living in Virginia, like we didn't have anything like that. We had to literally travel 45 minutes to Williamsburg, Virginia, just to go to the nearest amusement park. So there's definitely a ton that you can do here.
If you are a bruncher like me, there is no shortage of places to brunch. I literally go to a different city every Sunday just to try a new restaurant.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't just keep it. So I live in Fort Worth, but I do not just keep it local. I'm always in like Dallas or Irving or Plano or wherever the food is, honey. I'm good for any flight of anything. A flight of mimosas, a flight of what is it? My favorite drink, margaritas. Like, give me my brunch with a flight of something. But yes, so many options as far as like food and just spots to go. Like, while I can't compare the type of food I'm used to, it's definitely a lot of options here. So if you like to eat, this is the place to be.
Amen. That brings us to our next point. The food. The food in the DFW is so bomb. And look, like I said, I'm from a small town in Virginia, and we don't have any of this here, okay? They got some of the best barbecue I've ever tasted in my life, okay? And if y'all never had a Texas baked potato, y'all gotta try it, because that's what got me sold, okay?
Let me tell you here. So we're in Texas, and I have been hooked on all the things they're known for. Give me any kind of taco and I'm going to eat it. Okay, like the taco spots here are out of control. Like, everything's bigger in Texas. Everything, including the menus. The margaritas are always amazing. When I go other places and they say, oh, it's a taco spot, I'm like, this is not, what is this?
It's
like, Texas it's not giving what it's supposed to give. Like, what is going on? So yes, y'all, if y'all are foodies, you like to brunch, definitely lots of options for you here.
So they got Tex-Mex, they got Mexican food, and you're from Louisiana. They got some of that Louisiana style food here too, right?
All right, Dre. Now I wouldn't go there.
Okay, it's not authentic.
I wouldn't go there.
They got daiquiris, they got boudin.
They do have their version of daiquiris and boudin. There is a spot I go to for like my crawfish and stuff. I found a place, someone who's from Louisiana, so they know what they're doing.
Okay.
But we go stick to tacos with Texas.
Okay. No, okay, cool. I like it. Okay. I ain't from Louisiana, but it's definitely different here. So.
Yes. So what else we got?
Tolls.
All right. So we kind of put tolls right here in the middle because it could be good or it can be bad. Tolls are going to be roads or highways that they establish that they're going to charge you to go across. It's not like a big toll booth like they used to have where you pay your coins or whatever. Everything is automated. You either have a sticker on your windshield where they'll bill you automatically, or they'll just mail you a bill. Don't think when you move here you can get away from the tolls, because I did.
They're gonna send you a little red slip in the mail.
Let me tell you. And if you think you can't pay the tolls, that's also quite inaccurate.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, they will put a hold on your license. Anything else you try to do. So the good thing about tolls is, you get to places quicker. So like, if you're in lunchtime traffic or evening traffic or wherever traffic, because we're in Dallas, you see if you put your tolls in your GPS, it'll get you there 20 minutes quicker. Of course, you're going to take that option. And I was told, you can get more money, but you can't get back time. So when you look at it that way, tolls are definitely a good thing.
Facts.
So as far as them being a bad thing, what you think, Drake?
I think the reason why I would consider tolls a bad thing, although they are convenient, they can definitely add up. And like, there's multiple toll roads. My first time, like my first week in living in the DFW, I was working for bellhops. I don't want to give my backstory.
Okay.
I was working for bellhops, and basically I had to travel all across the DFW Metroplex. Okay. So I was driving from Southwest Fort Worth, and I had to go all the way to like North Dallas. And there's like 3 different toll roads that connect. There's like 3 different toll roads that connect to it. So I looked at my app that day, and I was like $40 in tolls. And it was it was during rush hour. So you definitely have to pay attention because one toll road may be like $5, and then in order to get into another highway and maybe another toll road that you have to pay for. And it's so confusing too. So.
Yes, very confusing. The highway systems here in Texas are not what I'm used to. We had 2 highways back at home in Louisiana.
Yeah, there's a lot.
20,000 they have here was definitely a change.
Yes.
So now we're transitioning to like the cons. What are things that we don't like so much about being in Dallas Fort Worth?
The weather. The first thing is the weather.
Yes, we get a little bit of everything. So yeah, we're considered the South, but we're in North Texas. So we're so close to the Midwest that we literally get a little bit of everything. If you're not familiar, we had a winter storm back in February, something we had never experienced, something we were not prepared for, and so it put us in a really bad situation. So we got the winter storm. We'll also have tornadoes,
hailstorms.
So I'm used to a hurricane. You know, we know when they're coming.
You're definitely used to it.
I'm used to hurricanes. We know far in advance when they're coming. We may not take heed to what was told to us, but we know when they're coming. Tornadoes, you don't know. And seriously, they're really scary because they will just clear out anything in their path. One year I went home for Christmas, and that was a year a tornado came through and like killed like 15 people on a highway. So it's like I say,
here?
Yeah, here in Dallas. You just never know what it's going to do. I think a year or 2 ago went through a neighborhood near Preston, like tore up so many beautiful homes.
Oh my God.
And it was like nothing that you can do to stop it, and there's really no forewarning of it. You'll get a tornado warning, but probably by that time it's too late.
Yeah, it's too late.
And in Texas, we don't have basements.
Oh yeah.
So they tell you to go in your bathroom and get in the bathtub. What? So it's really no running from it.
Like how often do they happen though?
During tornado season, it's always tornadoes, and they're everywhere. It's not like, oh, well, they do have places that are more prone to tornadoes just because of how the lay of the land is. Mm-hmm. But there are tornadoes every year. What else we have?
Hailstorms.
Hailstorms.
I know they had a lot of hailstorms this past season. A few of my friends at the brokerage, their cars, they were living like in Keller. Their cars got hit pretty bad, and but you gotta get that homeowners and that car insurance though.
Yes.
Make sure you're prepared.
Be prepared. Honestly, it was a hailstorm. We had just moved into our house, and it was a hailstorm coming. That was the reason I cleaned my garage out, because I wanted to put my car in the garage. Oh, wow.
No, that's smart though. That's smart.
That's smart. But yeah, hailstorms, and of course, hot. It's summertime right now.
Oh my God.
And
100 degrees just today, this whole week.
Yeah, this whole week. I think we're gonna get even higher than 100.
Oh my God.
And it's like the humidity is something that you never get used to. People tell me, oh, you're from Louisiana, you don't get used to hot. I want to say maybe my favorite season is fall, because you could always put more clothes on, but you can only take so much off and still be respected.
And like Texas heat and like other heat is just so different.
Totally different.
I just moved from Phoenix like a little over a year ago, and it would get like to 115 there, and I'm like, oh, I'm built for this. It's like 90, 87 degrees here. I'm like, but it's hot as hell.
And you don't have that relief at night, because it gets cool at night in Phoenix. No, baby, it's hot all day.
All day.
Now, I won't lie. This summer 2021 has not showed out that much.
Yeah, not yet.
We're actually having some cooler evenings, so we're not gonna speak too loud about it, but it does get hot here.
Facts. Well, so what are we gonna talk about next?
All right, what else are the cons?
Traffic.
Goodness.
Traffic. What do you gotta say about traffic?
So I have a story. I have a client. I'm actually working with them now. We should be closing here shortly.
Okay.
But we were looking at different areas, and I brought an area up to them that they maybe not necessarily knew about, but they were like, oh, our friends told us that they have bad traffic. I quickly responded back and said, are you trying to say somewhere that doesn't have traffic? Because if you are, Dallas Fort Worth is not the place for you. I don't care where you go, how developed or undeveloped it is. With the fact that everyone's moving here at such a rapid pace right now, there is traffic everywhere. You're not going to avoid traffic in Dallas Fort Worth.
But if you get the toll road,
you get there a little quicker. But what you do need to know is the average commute in Dallas Fort Worth is going to be 30 minutes, and that's going to be a really close commute. So if I'm going somewhere, I know I'm like within just my little radius, cool, 30 minutes. minutes. If I'm going across town, going to a different city, I'm definitely going to give myself about an hour to get there. Like, on brunch from going to Plano, that's an hour easily. So, when you're looking for a home or something like that, just make sure that you're okay with that commute to and from home. A lot of people are working from home now, so that's kind of making it easier for you to live wherever you want.
What happens when they go back, though?
When they go back,
and a lot of companies are starting to do that. So.
Oh yeah, coming up soon. They're gonna also going back to the office. I'm sure, since we're not back at pre-pandemic traffic, we're going to see new traffic patterns even after that.
If you are thinking about moving to the DFW, that may be something that you may want to think about before you consider moving here. The next con, property tax. Oh, bugs. I'm sorry, bugs.
Okay. So Dre added this to the list.
I had to.
It was hilarious to me because I guess I'm used to bugs, but apparently he's not.
So Dallas, okay, there's a lot of bugs here, okay? Seriously, there's a ton of bugs here, and one of the main bugs they got here is mosquitoes and cockroaches. I have a funny story about cockroaches. So Dallas, or the DFW, has a lot of cockroaches. I'm not trying to tell y'all. Dallas has cockroaches.
Dallas has cockroaches.
But I'm not trying to deter y'all from moving here. There's pros and cons of living in different places, but the DFW definitely has cockroaches. And there was this one time, I'm just chilling, in my game room, and I see this freaking 2-inch flying cockroach. I think they call it like a water bug, but it looked like a cockroach. And I'm sitting here just, pacing around my room. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna kill this thing? But moral of the story, I got a shoe, and I had to really I come here, mother.
Lord.
So yeah, they have cockroaches, mosquitoes. Since there's a lot of humidity, and this it's definitely pros and cons. Because when I was in Phoenix, they had scorpions. But what kind of bugs do you run into? So
there are definitely bugs here. Yeah, mosquitoes and roaches. What I see is, when you're buying a home, if you're buying new construction, they'll sell you on different things like the lot. And if you have a green belt or nothing's behind you but green trees or something, that's going to be a premium lot. Well, we opted for that. But what I find is all the bugs back there. So now I'm like, okay, it's a little cool outside. I'm gonna go sit on my patio. I got the little ceiling fan on. I got my citronella candles out. I'm thinking I'm about to enjoy myself. Mm-hmm. No, the bugs say go in the house. And guess what I do? I pack my stuff up and I go in the house. They have taken over. And so, of course, we'll just call the people out and give them a spray. But it's just at some point in the summertime, it gets really bad with the bugs. I have seen scorpions in my house. I don't know the different levels of scorpions, but they were
it's really small.
They were little babies, yeah. But only reason I knew there were scorpions was the tail. And I was like, is that a scorpion in my house?
They have those here?
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Yes!
Oh wow.
I have seen a couple of those. That's why I'm like, if you live
Where you
next
live at? Because I'm not going to live
if you live next to vegetation, just be prepared for a little bit more. We also had in our little next door app, the what are they called? Some kind of cats, but they're wild.
Okay.
They were walking along the fence line. So animals. You don't see cows roaming around. That's not the truth. But they're definitely some insects and things like that.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Property taxes.
So here is what we kind of mentioned earlier as far as we don't have state taxes, but of course we're going to have property taxes. If you own a home, you're going to be paying property taxes. Since DFW is such a thriving area, our property's values appreciate. They don't depreciate. They're going to continuously go up. With the number of people moving here, I think it's going to steadily uptick. So what that means is you're going to be paying more to live in your house. So the taxes is actually, one of those things that goes into your monthly mortgage payment. So this is going to directly affect how much you're paying for your mortgage. So say you start off and your taxes are $5,000 a year. And so, your mortgage is this amount because that number is built in. Next year, when you get your tax bill, the taxes will increase. Depending on where you are, what's been added, things like that, will depend on how much they will increase. So say, for example, they built a new school in your area. Your property taxes are usually going to go up a little bit. And you'll know what your property taxes are paying for. If you live by Cowboy Stadium, that's what your taxes are paying for. The thing is going to be based on what you live around. That's why it's so important to kind of pick your area and see where you are, because the property taxes directly affects your monthly payment, and they're definitely going to go up every year. You know, it'll all be in your escrow account, but just know that it's going to increase. Save a little extra. I make sure to let my clients know, especially on undeveloped land, if it's a new construction community, that the property taxes are going to go up substantially because it was taxed on land with no property on it before.
Oh,
so
wow.
Be prepared for that.
Yeah, so the median property tax rate in Dallas, Texas is about 2.72%. Now you're like, oh, that's not that bad. But when we look at the national rate, the national property tax rate is 1.07. So that is a significant difference, and it's definitely going to cost you a lot of money in the long run.
Yes, so it's kind of like a catch-22. You'll get your house for a lower price, but you're paying more taxes, but you're not paying state taxes.
Yeah, so
it
kind of
maybe it balances.
Yeah.
But that tax rate is something that's super important. It's something that you will learn about up front when you're buying your home. This number is going to be given to you based on what they were charged last year. So the tax rates are given in the percentage when you're buying new construction. So yeah, that's about right, that 2.7, because if we go to one, they're like 2.3, they'll advocate, hey, we have a low tax rate.
Yeah.
It's a good thing because you're gonna be paying less money, come live here.
Yeah, seriously. So that is all we have for you guys today. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're interested in moving to the DFW, check out one of these videos where we let you know exactly what it's like living in the DFW. Until next time, guys.